Alrighty, first things first, we are going to take a look at your DMR from yesterday and those skills that we were reviewing for this week. First up is a word problem about fractions. Read the answer choice and choose the best answer to the question in the story problem below. Mr. McKinney's dog is eating a special diet. 3/5 of the diet is made up of meats, whereas 2/5 is made up of different vegetables. Does Mr. McKinney's dog eat more vegetables or more meat each day? The two fractions that we are comparing are 3/5 and 2/5. These fractions have the same denominator, and we know that when fractions have the same denominator, the fraction with the greatest numerator is larger. So this dog is eating more meat because 3/5 is greater than 2/5. So our answer should be more meat. Any questions on that? Alrighty, let's take a look at our next one. Use less than, greater than, or equal to compare the numbers. We have the number 691 and the number 619. Both of these are 600s, so our hundreds place cannot help us. We're going to move on to the tens place. There are 9 tens in 691. There is 1 10 in 619. We know that 9 is a greater number, so this should read 691 is greater than 619. Any questions on that one? Aiden Hampton.
Okay, so I picked that answer that you checked out, and it said I got it wrong again.
Check again, kiddo, because there is no way for this to not calculate it correctly. So maybe in your head you had it. And sometimes it's hard to imagine this visually. Alrighty, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the next one. It says choose all that is true about this fraction. In this case, all means 2. I've taught you how to be smart test takers and use hints within the test. This tells you it's worth 2 points, so there are 2 correct answers. This fraction is 3/6. The statement, 1 more unit fraction would make 1 whole, is not true. 1 more unit fraction would make 4/6, and that is not a whole. There are 3 pieces in this whole. There are 3 pieces in this fraction, but not in this whole. The whole is notated by the denominator, which is 6 pieces. This is more than 1/2. If I think about the number 6, I know if I split that into 2 groups, it's 3 plus 3. So this is not more than 1/2. This is equal to 1/2. There are 6 pieces in this whole. That is correct. 3/6 appears as so. I can see that there are 6 pieces. If I shade 3 of them, we can see that our final answer is correct, that this is equal to 1/2, because half of the circle has shading and half does not. Questions about any of those? All right, let's take a look at our last 2. Type the missing number that makes this equation true. This is 7 times something equals 42. I can count by 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. I counted 6 times. So our answer is 7 times 6 equals 42. Questions on that one? Yes, Aiden Hampton.
So if you count up from 7 a little bit while the answer is 42, you just have to count it, and then you add 6 to it, and that gives you the answer 42.
What do you mean by you add 6 to it?
So how you count it, that then you find the answer 6.
Oh yes, I counted the 7 songs 6 times. I counted by 7 6 times. Following one is compute to find the answer. I always recommend that you have a whiteboard or scratch piece of paper here so that you can work this out. 363 plus 789. 3 plus 9 ones is 12 ones. That's 110 and 2 ones. 110 plus 6 tens is 7 tens. Plus 8 more tens is 15 tens, which is the same as 100 and 5 tens. 100 plus 300 is 400. Plus 700 more is 1100, which is the same as 1100. 1000 plus no thousands is equal to 1000. So your answer is 1152, which you could have typed with or without a comma and been told you have the correct answer. Any questions on that addition? All right, awesome. So this is your DMR. Remember, you have those skills released to you every day. And then on Fridays, you will take that graded test, okay? All right, friends, I am going to ask you to focus your attention with me on our assignment today. Our assignment is found on our seesaw. Together, you will be working on some Jamboard selections of graphs, and then we'll come back and go over those answers. Independently, you will be practicing answering questions about graphs. Today, we will focus on pictographs and bar graphs. If you would, please go ahead and click on that Add Response button. That's where you will find your links for the various Jamboards that we'll be using, as well as the videos that we'll be watching. Here is our learning goal for today.
Today, our learning goal is to be able to solve one step, how many more, and how many less problems using a graph. Today, we have another goal of also being able to correctly read a bar graph and pictograph with a scale other than 1.
Okay, so let's take a look at slide 2. Slide 2 is about bar graphs. There's a little video that says watch me first. We're going to watch this bar graph, then I will be placing it into some partners to work on a Jamboard.
Hey guys, welcome to Bar Graph Baseball. Today we are going to play some baseball, but first we need to solve some problems using bar graphs. Let's take a look and then see if we can hit a home run. Here is a bar graph. You might remember that a bar graph is a great way to show data and help us answer questions about the data. The title at the top says Home Runs in Season. The title tells us the data shows how many home runs were made that season. If we look at the bottom of the bar graph, we have some of the baseball players listed. On the left side, we have the number of home runs going from 0 up to 50. The numbers are in increments of 10, so we are counting by 10. Using this bar graph, we can see the first kid, Gary, had 50 home runs, Josh had 30, Cindy had 40, and Carl had 10. The first question we have is how many more home runs did Gary hit than Josh? We know Gary had 50 and Josh had 30. We need to know how many more home runs Gary had than Josh. How do you think we can solve this problem? We can solve this question by using subtraction. Gary had 50, and we subtract the amount Josh had, which is 30. What is 50 subtract 30? The answer is 20. Gary had 20 more home runs than Josh. Great job! Using the bar graph, we solved the problem. Here is another problem that we need to solve. The problem says if Josh and Cindy combined their home runs, then how many more home runs did they hit than Gary? This question is a little bit harder because there are 2 parts to solve. How would you solve this problem? To solve this problem, the first step is to combine Josh and Cindy's home runs. Josh had 30 home runs and Cindy had 40. What is 30 plus 40? 70 home runs combined. Great job. That was the first part of the question. Now we need to know how many more home runs they hit than Gary. We know that combined they hit 70, so we need to subtract the home runs Gary hit, which is 50. What is 70 subtract 50? The answer is 20. With their home runs combined, Josh and Cindy had 20 more than Gary.
Notice that there are two math equations here. First, we had to complete an addition equation to find out a total of items put together. Then we had to complete a subtraction to compare it to another. The reason this is called two-step is because you had to do two equations. Many of the problems that you will be solving today will require two equations. So you'll need to read carefully to determine which data you're going to use in those equations.
Great job, guys! You did amazing, and you sure know how to use a bar graph. Now let's see how you do with pitching the ball to me. All right, give me your best throw. Whoa! Ugh. That was a really good throw. Ouch.
We got him. All right, so you are going to be working on some bar graphs today. On your seesaw assignment, you will see a green bar that says complete the Jamboard slide with your breakout room. If you click on that bar, it will open up a link to Sousa's partner bar graph. I have it locked so that you can't work on it yet, but I want to show you what you're going to do. So click on that link. It will open it up. Oh, I've been signed out. Isn't that fun? There we go. You'll be able to open it, but you will not be able to work on it yet. Oh goodness, it's going to make me sign all the way back in. See, even we have technical difficulties. And there we go. Okay, so again, right now you'll be able to see it, but you will not be able to write on it yet. I have not unlocked writing on it, okay? You're going to go into a breakout room with one other person. So you're going to be working with a partnership. In your partnership, you are going to be answering the questions about this graph that appear on this Jamboard. Each slide is exactly the same, except for the fact that it has the breakout room number that you'll be working in up top, okay? You and your partner are going to first identify the answers to questions 1 through 5. What is the scale? And you're going to skip count by the scale. You are going to highlight the question that you're going to answer. You are going to look for the information in the graph. You are going to answer the question using the graph. Okay, so far you've done 3 things. You figured out what's the scale, you've skip counted by the scale, and you have answered the question. Finally, you are going to try the challenge question. The challenge question appears in the bottom left-hand corner. Remember, you have writing tools that you can use to record your work. So you and your partner can select the writing tools to write out the equations that you need. You and your partner have access to a highlighter where it says highlight the question. So in this pen tool, you go over to one that looks like a highlighter and says highlighter to complete that part of the work, okay? So you're only solving math for 2 questions. You are reading the graph for the first 2 steps, okay? What questions can I answer about what you're going to do in your breakout room? What questions can I answer? Okay, let me get these set up. Ready, we're going to take a look at what you and your group should have found, okay? If your group did not have the same answer that I'm about to show, I want you to think about the mistake that you made and how it can be fixed, okay? You were asked to count, or what is the scale? The scale is 3. We are counting by 3s. We can tell that because we go from 0 and the next number shown is a 3. If you skip count by 3s, the first 4 are on the graph for you. 3, 6, 9, 12. Those are right there on the graph. Then you just had to figure out the next. 15, 18, 21, 24. Now you guys are starting to see why we teach you things in the order that we do. That multiplication can help you with scales on graphing, okay? So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Next up, it says highlight the question to answer. The question appears here. How many more people voted for eggs than French toast? It asks you to look for the needed information. The information that we need is eggs and French toast. I see eggs here on the graph. I see French toast here. Answer the question using the graph. So now is where you and your partner should have switched to some writing. I need to know how many more people voted for eggs than French toast. So this problem is eggs minus French toast. My eggs number is here. It stops at the 6 grid line. So 6 subtract French toast is here. It is at the 3 grid line. 6 people voted for eggs. Only 3 people voted for French toast. That means 3 more people. A lot of you had purple unicorns flying through space. 3 more people voted for eggs than French toast. So now we have done step 5. Step 6 says try the challenge question. Here is the challenge question, and it's okay if you didn't get here. This is some modeling for you to see now. Suppose 3 more people voted for French toast. How many votes would French toast have? Well, we just found out that French toast has 3 votes. If 3 more voted for French toast, that would be 3 plus 3, and French toast would have 6 votes. Miss Sousa, this math is so easy. We've done 3 plus 3 since first grade. You are right. But our focus is on reading scaled graphs. I am not assessing if you know how to add. I am assessing if you know how to take the information from the graph and add. Okay? So your skill and your grade is coming from, are you pulling the correct information from the graph? Okay. Any questions about the work that you did or what is being shown here? Okie dokie. Terrence.
Do the multiplication then?
You can use multiplication to help you with graphs, yes, by using your scale. That is a connection. All right, I'm going to shut this one down because we're going to move on to a next one. Okay, that one can no longer be edited, so you can go ahead and X out. Go ahead back to your seesaw assignment. We're going to look at slide 3. This time we're going to be working with a pictograph. Okay, watch me first. Open. You're going to do the same thing, only this time it's going to be about pictographs. So when you click on this link, it will open you up to this Jamboard. Again, each Jamboard is the exact same except for the name of the breakout room. Okay? You are going to again complete the same skills. You're going to tell me the scale. You're going to skip count by that scale. You're going to highlight the question. You're going to find the information for the question, and you're going to answer it. If your group completes all of that, you will try the challenge question. Okay? Your breakout rooms have changed. I'm going to say that again. Your breakout rooms have changed. I'm going to say it a third time. You are probably not on the same number breakout room that you were last time. Did everybody hear me? Okay, so you are not going to automatically hop over to the same slide you did last time. Your room number has changed, all right? I'm going to share this so that you can edit it. Editors, permission has been updated. So if you refresh, you will now be able to write. Here come your breakout room invites. You and your group should have found these answers. On this pictograph, we are counting by 2. Our scale is shown here with the word key. Remember key? Remember scale? Miriam, they're the same thing. Okay. We skip count by the key, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So as we count these pictures, we're skip counting. Okay. Highlight the question. The question appears here. How many tickets did Brandon and Haley sell? So we need to find the information we need. We need Brandon's tickets. We need Haley's tickets. Brandon has 4 pictures, and that represents 2, 4, 6, 8 tickets. So I wrote an 8. Haley has 7 pictures, and that represents 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we're adding 14. 8 plus 14 equals 22 tickets. Our challenge question asks us to talk about a person that we haven't met on the graph, and that person's name is Sam. So if we were going to add Sam to the graph up here, he sold 20 tickets. How many tickets should be on the picture graph? If we're counting by 2s, he would need 10 pictures because 10 times 2 equals 20. So we would count by 2s to show his tickets. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pictures. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and lock this one. So you can go ahead and X out because you will not be able to work on it anyway. There we go. Your independent work today is the remainder of the seesaw slides. Let's look at the instructions. Independently complete slides 4 through 14. Be sure to watch the instructional video on each slide. There are hints to help you along the way. Check over your work and click the check. On each slide, Mrs. Sharp has put a video that gives you hints about that slide and that slide only. So for slides 4 through 13, you're going to watch her video and complete the question that is on the slide. As always, on slide 14, use your success criteria to tell me if you feel successful or if you do not yet feel successful with today's skill.